All right, is this actually working? Are we actually on both sides? Is the new software working finally?
For thousands of years we have laid dormant. Who has awakened us? Oh, wait, nope, it's just Saber asking about the card review.
Okay. Okay, so it looks like we have both Twitch and YouTube up and going. Looks like there was a little bit of an issue. When we were doing the testing last night, chat, we had it set to stream directly to the Twitch testing server. And I forgot to remove the Twitch testing server from the stream. So in order to fix that, I had to go and turn off the stream, which in return turned off the YouTube stream. And then when I turned it back on, it created a new stream on YouTube called Game Title Episode Number, which is our default upload. So
It was a lot.
we fixed it. We fixed it, and it'll work properly going forward. Yay!
Yippee!
Yay!
I'm so excited for cards. I love cards.
All right. So before we get to the cards, though, we do have some other stuff that we need to go over. So this morning, I sat down and read through all the entries. And in those entries, Low Lemonade is resubscribed for 16 months.
Oh my goodness.
Huh? What? Me?
Okay, but no, seriously, I looked through all of them. There was a lot, and I do mean a lot of good choices. So I ended up narrowing it down to two, which was the Jewel Archipelago and the Beat City Streets. And so I was like, I can't pick between these two. These two are fantastic, and they were done by Blues and Cheat Manly. So I was like, okay, cast, please take a look and tell me which one you like. And so Connor chimed in after a little bit and was like, I like the Jewel Archipelago more because we've also done a bunch of city stuff already. And I was like, true, but I'm also really a big sucker for detective noir stuff. And we ended up going back and forth a little bit, but the winner is Jewel Archipelago by Admiral Blues. Yay!
Yay!
Yippee!
Congratulations!
So chat, Blues is going to get a piece of art from Ice when she can get to it. That being said, if you want to read all the submissions, take a look, please. They are all in the wonderful thread. They are all fantastic, and it did take me a while to narrow them down. So please look at everyone's creative work. Y'all put so much effort into it. It's unreal. Now, again, we cannot guarantee any of these would actually be used as zones, but it was a nice idea to, flex your creative writing muscles, and I really think you guys did fantastic. So, as a result, Blues' name is scratched off the Wheel of Spin because they've already got an art prize.
Woo!
So, on to the Wheel of Spin!
Whoa!
There's a lot of names that were recommended by people. A lot of people putting other people forward. Thank you very much for nominating each other. I really appreciate and love the fact that this community is so awesome that they're willing to push other people forward in order to, promote each other.
Y'all are so awesome.
Yeah.
The coolest.
So there's a lot of names on here. And as I said on there was no double names. Not allowed. You can't stack up the names to give someone a bigger chance. So there's a lot of them. There are 29 entries. So Ice, would you give us the wonderful benefit of spinning that wheel?
Sure. I spin.
Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be?
Oh.
Bizzle! Bizzle is the winner!
Yay! Yippee!
All right. So, Ice will reach out to our two amazing winners to help make sure that she can contact you and go over all the stuff that you guys want for your arts. So, congratulations to our two winners. Yay!
Yay!
And
I'm
once
not-
again, shout out to Moto for sponsoring this.
Indubitably. Thank you, Moto, so much. You're amazing. All right. So with that being said, we do have a card review that's long overdue, and I do apologize about that. Life has been weird. But with that being said, Ice is here to observe for as long as she wants. And I am going to be the host today. I am not giving you any points. So any attempts to flatter me, chat, are not going to work. I cannot
that's
give you
right.
any. I cannot give you any bonus points, no matter how much you flatter me. By the way, you can still flatter me. It's completely allowed. I just can't give you any points. All right, but going over novelty will be.
Hello, me, Connor from the Treasure Tales. Was I supposed to do a full intro or something? I'm not sure.
I don't know, but we really got to sit down and workshop you an intro.
Yeah, I really do. Doesn't help that I'm not a streamer.
We really got to workshop you an intro.
Yeah, maybe. And then there's Connor. If you could spell my name right, ergo.
Newt Newts indeed. Newt Newts indeed. All right. Next up for expression.
Hi ho! It's 46 months. That's insane. Hi ho! It's me, Lo, the little lemon of the Treasure Tales. I'm doing expression today, but you guys weren't expecting me to be here.
Indeed. And for expert card master for line of play.
Hello everybody, I'm Blaze49. I'm going to be doing line of play today. I'm going to be kind of looking at how strong the card is, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right. So with that being said, we do have 16 submissions. We are going to try to get through these. So strap in, boys, girls, ladies, gentlemen, everything in between. Let's get started, shall we?
Yeah.
All right, our first deck here comes from Time Kid. The gimmick of this deck is that it has a lot of weak monsters, but with strong effects. The main goal is to make your opponent discard cards from their hand to get effects or stronger version. Helps a lot more with weak warrior staples. All right, so let's have a look at the cards in this deck, shall we? We open up with.
Oh, I don't have
Oh, the link should
I don't
be.
have access to any of the cards.
Yeah.
I have access requested.
What? You should have access to them.
We can look at the thing, but we can't look at the cards.
Like if you double click on the card, can you see it? Does it open it up?
No.
No.
A giant "you need access" pops up, and then we can request access.
All right, hold on. It's never done that before.
Uh-oh.
Well, no, it's probably from whoever uploaded it.
Oh. Oh.
It looks like it might be all of them?
Yes.
Oh.
I don't understand.
Do we just
Any
want to...
editor's view. Anyone with link can view and edit.
Let me refresh the page. Yeah. Can't view it.
That's stinky.
Do we just want to piggyback off of your screen now? From when they show up on
I'll
screen?
share the link again.
Open link. Yep. Editor request. Need access in order to view.
The
Yeah, no,
fuck?
it's not the. No, it's not the. The issue isn't for the actual like page. Like we can see the page just fine. The issue is we can't open the cards.
The fuck? It didn't do this the last 4 times we've done this.
Wow. Maybe it's because I'm here. I cursed everything. I'm so sorry.
Don't you dare throw yourself under the bus for levity.
Yeah, it's okay. Throw me
All
instead.
right. Well, I guess you'll have to piggyback off of my screen. I don't understand why it's
Yay.
not doing this. It's literally has everything should be open and like there's. I don't understand.
Now's
Like-
hosting.
Like, look.
Well, that's weird.
All right. Anyway, I'll just do it this way. Stand by. All right. Can you see now?
Yes.
I can.
Okay. All right. Hopefully this actually works, chat. Let's see. Our first card, Thrown Away Fiend, is a plant token weak. When this card is drawn, you draw 1 card. Then you must discard this card and the 1 other card to the discard pile. Thrown Away Guardian. As the ace of the deck is a weak warrior, blocker, hexproof, and lock on. This card gains strengthened for every card your opponent discarded in this duel. Thrown Away Junkyard. While this card is on the field, opponents must discard 1 card to activate Invocation or Staples. When your opponent discards a card, play a Thrown Away card from discard. This is a normal item. Invocation, Thrown Away Return. When played, summon out a Thrown Away warrior from discard. Then make your opponent discard 1 from their hand. Thrown Away Scavenger. The weak warrior, when played, search from your deck 1 Thrown Away card. When your opponent discards a card, you may take 1 card from their discard pile. And lastly, a normal item, Thrown Away Toy Maker. Once per turn, you can either send a plant token into your opponent's deck, or tribute a warrior to place 2 plant tokens into your opponent's deck. All right.
Well, this is a fun little deck.
I
I very much like the art for the whole thrown away scrap steel metal look. It reminds me a lot of It reminds me of Scrap Art Scarecrow from Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. I really do like this. So the whole thing of just throwing away and you gain benefit off of someone throwing away stuff. I think that's really cool. I think that's a really cool gimmick. I'll give that a solid 3.
Okay, we got a 3 to start with.
Oh,
Hello,
me
you're
next?
up. Yes.
Oh, sorry. I love this deck. Specifically, I like the way you used discarding, and you focused less on the attacking and more of the act of focusing on the deck and the deck and the graveyard as your main gimmicks for junk. It makes sense. I think I'm gonna give this a 4. This is really nice. I like how you use your gimmicks in this.
Okay, okay.
For line of play, it looks pretty good. I did miss the first card or so. My grandma brought me a jar of pickles to open, and I got pickle juice on me, so I had to clean that up. But what I saw is really, really good. Stuff that recycles from the graveyard is always good, and being able to take your opponent's graveyard stuff is always very, very good. I'll go ahead and give this a 4.
That's an 11. That's a really good. So that's a really good starting deck.
Solid.
All right.
Wait, we just can't access any of the cards now?
I know. I heard.
Okay, I was checking.
I don't understand why, so we're just gonna have to show them on screen.
Okay.
All right. Next is by Pokemon. Does the deck include a unique keyword? Yes. Evidence, also known as Echo Potential, or whatever term you'd like to use, is much like Fusion Potential, where the card with Evidence cannot use that effect. It is only inherited by cards searching for it via Echo. So a card with Evidence blocker would not actually be a blocker themselves, but a card can inherit it with Echo. The more streamlined version of this is in the Explainer card, which I'll show on screen in just a moment. The gimmick is intended as a detective deck. Tits hat. Used by a florist whose family business was lost, he picks up pieces of a pot, put together cases, nipping the bud off crime so it cannot flourish. As I stand in the dark rain, with the lights flickering above me, the cold city night just rolling in every night, where I find myself lost in... Oh, wait, let me finish reading this. All cards interact with my understanding of the Echo keyword. Thank y'all for introducing me to the mechanic last time, as well as Evidence. The detective finds evidence on their fallen comrades via Echo, and use it to fight crime by powering up with new keywords, as well as when Echo finds evidence effects, other cards in the deck give bonuses compared to if regular keywords or effects were found via Echo. Alright, so let's bring up the Explainer card for a little bit more detail here. Evidence known as Echo Potential, similar to Fusion Potential. Listed effect can only be used by a card when copied via the Echo keyword. Example, a card with Evidence blocker allows an Echo effect to inherit the blocker without benefiting from blocker themselves. Seems a little bit weird, but thankfully I'm not the one trying to judge this. Alright. Our first card is Infernstigator Weed Eater. Has Echo. When a card is destroyed, Echo is the normal ace of this deck. Investigator Pistol. Echo. Evidence. Gain 1 life. It is a normal warrior. Infernstigator Bark. A normal warrior with Echo. Evidence. Piercer 1. Weak item, Forensic Lab. Follow up and careful. When evidence is used, strengthen the Echo card. Weak item, Undercover Operation. Inconspicuous. When evidence is used, grant the Echo Warrior Inconspicuous or Shadow Strike.
I think it was called Underclover Investigation, actually.
Sorry. And Invocation, Planting Evidence. Add 2 weak warrior tokens to grave with Evidence Sniper 1 or Fumble until the end of next turn. Alright.
For one, I'm giving this a 4 purely based alone on all of the plants puns. I love it that dearly. This is a very fun way to use the keyword that, I really like this. So, okay. I think what I like most about this is combination with the plant puns and the little bits from the art you've done where it plays into puns. I think that's really charming. And the whole detective theming with how evidence works. I find it a little strange how the card themselves can't have evidence because if you're collecting it, it came from a thing, so I feel like the thing should inherently have that, but that's really besides the point. I really do like the identity of this deck and how few cards interact with making it work, especially with the invocation where you can plant temporary tokens in your graveyard. That's such a cool idea. Oh, I love that. So yeah, I'm giving that a 4.
Oh, wow. What can I really like this for specifically because I like how you worded it in your description, and I got that immediately. The fact that the warriors dying gives the evidence to the other warriors to make them stronger. That clicks, that really gets it. So when something dies, the other one picks up the pieces and then goes to get stronger, gets hotter on the case. I think that's such an interesting way to do that. This is really good. This is such an interesting way to express a story beat through your deck, and I think that's 100% what Perfect Draw is about, and you kind of nailed it. I think I'm gonna give this a 5, honestly.
Okay.
Not 100% sure how to put this one because I don't really understand the echo too well. That still doesn't make too much sense to me. Showing it again now is not going to help because
I know, I'm going back to look at it myself.
I don't really understand how that works.
I think how it works is that Echo can basically check for any keyword or effects attached to the evidence keyword, and then it gains the benefit of that evidence. So if a card had evidence Piercer 1, a card with Echo can target that card and then gain the effects of Piercer 1.
No, can you pull up that? I think it was the first card that wasn't the explainer on that deck. Pull that up. Oh, the other extreme, the other that one, I think, yeah. Yeah, I don't understand this card.
So I assume Echo happens when it's played. That's just what I'm inferring from it. And it could potentially trigger again whenever a card is destroyed.
Well, see, the issue is it says Echo, and then when this card is destroyed, Echo.
When a card is destroyed.
What does that mean?
When a card is destroyed.
When a card is destroyed, Echo. So, what does that... I don't understand that. That doesn't make any sense to me.
I think it...
You would do the Echo effect again. So you would target a card in your graveyard.
Is it one? Here's the thing. Is it only targeting one, or is it targeting everything that has evidence?
That's what I'm confused about.
Evidence also whenever.
Pokemon, is it a single card? Like, do you only get to pick one effect from the evidence, or do you get all the evidence effects?
When any card is destroyed, Echo again. That's what Pokemon is saying. They spent the stuff to highlight their thing.
Pick one effect from the... Okay, so when it echoes, you pick one effect from evidence and you get that on the card. When a card is destroyed, then it gets to pick another one.
I think renaming Echo would have been a good idea for this, just to make it a bit more clear. But maybe that's just me. It's an interesting deck altogether. I do like the idea of the stuff in the graveyard giving you more evidence. It's really thematically cool. Mechanically, I wouldn't call it the most powerful thing ever, which is kind of what I'm judging right now. So I'll go ahead and give this a 3.
All right. That's 4, 5 was... You said 5, right, Lo?
Mm-hmm.
So 9, 10, 11, 12. Not bad. All right. Next one is from Libris. Here's my deck I'm making for the Millennium University West March server. It's not attributed to any Yu-Gi-Oh character in particular. So I'm assuming this was supposed to be submitted last time, and then they just submitted it this time because they didn't make it last time. Though Yugi has in the early days of the show used these 3 cards. And the deck gimmick is focusing on clashing and creating value off of it. Alright, so let's have a look, shall we? Knights of Light and Shadow is a staple. I think that's supposed to be an item because it is black. Create 2 normal warrior tokens with names Gaia the Midnight Sun and Gaia the Polar Night. They cannot attack, have blocker, and cannot be the target of fuse. Next up is Gaia the Magical Dragon Knight. It is the normal warrior ace. Fusion Destiny. Piercer multi-strike 2. Wind Clash, strengthen, sacrifice, attack, and weaken, destroy 1. Normal warrior Gaia the Magical Knight, Piercer and follow up. You may summon a warrior from your graveyard or hand for this card's follow up. A normal warrior Curse of Magical Dragon. Search invocation or item. When summoned by effect, fuse. Invocation, Spiral Spear Strike. When your warriors clash this turn, inflict damage equal to difference in strength, and then draw 1 if it was destroyed. And another item, normal. Spiral Discharge. Whenever your warrior clashes, destroy a card on the field.
So this is Yugi's deck where it's basically just highlighting Gaia the Fierce Knight and Curse of Dragon.
No, they specifically said it isn't really attached to any specific character. It's kind of similar to Yugi's, but it's not really.
Well, I mean, with the whole theming of like knights and dragons and the whole fusing thing, I think it's pretty alright. It's a lot of hard mechanics to get the whole thing churning. So I honestly think it's pretty fine. Though I think I'll give it a solid 2, just for the sake of it feels like I want a bit more to chew on with this.
Okay.
Yeah, I think a solid 2 is reasonable, though I feel like it can be very easily improved to a 3 or 4.
I think this deck is. I think it's straightforward. It says what it does. What it says. It talks about clashing as the gimmick, but it feels like it kind of has a little bit of a side gimmick. So I would have liked maybe to like chew, like Connor said, chew a little bit more on clashing as it. But I still think the way you kind of set yourself up is interesting, and I like it. I think I'm gonna give it a 3.
For line of play, this is really strong. Stuff that works on clashing is pretty good at base. And then the ace is really, really strong. It can power itself up by winning. It can power itself up by winning clashes, and then it can spend that on destroying cards in the field. And then it also has a fusion destiny that's pretty strong. So all in all, I really like it. I'll give it a 4.
All right, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You said 2, Connor?
Yeah.
So 9 points. That's still pretty good. All right. Let's move on to our next deck, and then we'll probably take a short break after that, because that'll be it. This is deck number 4. So we'll probably take like a short break, then we'll come back, we'll do like another 6 decks, and then take another break. How's that sound?
Thumbs up.
Okay.
All right, fantastic. All right, so our next deck is from Shami. Shamiyama. Woo! All right.
Shami.
This deck does not include a unique keyword. This deck is actually the deck of a character I submitted for the Calling All Duelist, Shad Ryozaki, aka Sylvain. His deck gimmick, using his own life to resolve effects and get some life back. It shows his selfless nature, where he uses his own life and body to guide or protect others, even if it damages himself.
Ooh.
So let's have a look.
Ooh.
Nature Spirit, Roar of Warning is an invocation response when an opponent clashes. To Labrys's deck in beginning. Return target warrior back to the hand.
The counterplay immediately.
Ah.
Normal warrior, Nature Spirit, Wanderer. Pay 1 life, then opponent's cards gain Underwhelm until the end of the turn. If destroyed, gain 1 life.
Cool.
Another weak warrior, Nature Spirit, Nara. Follow up, once per turn, pay 1 life to strengthen all your warriors. Another invocation, Nature Spirit, Lost Souls Protector, gain 3 life. Another normal warrior, Nature Spirit, Little Rabbit. Once per turn, pay 1 life to summon 2 weak warriors with, if destroyed, gain 1 life. And last but not least, the strong ace warrior of the deck, Nature Spirit, Elder Fang, has blocker. When this card is destroyed, pay 1 life and summon it. All right. Let's have a look at those scores.
I really like this deck. So, I never really been the biggest fan of naturey spirits, but I really do dig the whole identity and pain life into imagining these spirits are coming to life because of either a guardian or they pull from the life force of the land themselves to protect it. I really do like that. A lot of the effects feel gentle because none of them really full-on hurt or like directly harm your opponent. It usually debuffs or like protects them. I want to give this a solid 4. I like this vibe.
I agree. This is such a good vibe. I like that you, when focused on your life and your nature aspect, you really leaned into it. The fact that you, almost like a plant, you wither, but then you regrow stronger. I love that. It's such an interesting way to incorporate the plant aspect, and it has such strong and striking imagery in my head. This is super interesting. I really like this. I think I'm gonna give this a 4 as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna say pretty much the same thing. It's a really good deck. It kind of circumvents the typical costs of paying life by having a shitload of cards that let you regain life, which makes it pretty strong. Go ahead and give it a 4 as well.
Can I give it a bonus point, as this is one of the cards in the decks of this review where I'm like, wow, I'm interested. I was like, oh, these are really, really cool, because I don't do DC, or I don't really do the card reviews often. But this deck, I'm like, okay, hold on. You're hitting my favorite tropes here. Self-sacrifice and protecting others. Oh?
Alright, so this is 12. This is the value of 12 plus Ice's thumbs up.
Yee.
So
Isn't that the most
it's
important
not
thing
worth
of all?
bonus points, but it is you do get an Ice thumbs up.
You get a sticker next to yours.
Alright. Okay, we're gonna take a short 5-minute break and then we'll be right back. We're just gonna clear some ads. All right, chat. Thank you very much for waiting. Appreciate your patience there. All right. So, our next entry here is from Relax a Little. The unique keyword is Legacy. When this warrior is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you may return to the field as an item equipped to a target warrior. The gimmick is explained using the legacy keyword to make my fighters stronger while also abusing the enter the battlefield triggers. Side note, please ignore the Prince Luther with the strengthen the equipped warrior line. Let me just double check, make sure. Okay, there, yeah, I did grab the right one. Okay. I wanted to change the effect, but couldn't figure out how to remove the old one. Fair enough. All right. Let us have a look, shall we? Legacy keyword. When the warrior is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can return it to the field as an item equipped to a target warrior. Our first card is Soul Ascent Barbarian, a normal warrior. Legacy equipped warrior has Piercer 1. So it doesn't have it naturally, it only has it once they die and get equipped to another warrior. When this card destroys a warrior by battle, you may armor up that card to a warrior you control. Normal warrior, Soul Ascent Harpist. Legacy, strengthen each equipped warrior you control. When you play this card, weaken a target enemy warrior until the end of the turn. Soul Ascent Commander is a normal warrior, Legacy. When you play this card, create one weak warrior. Equipped warrior has, when this card attacks, create a weak warrior. Soul Ascent Diviner. Legacy follow-up. Once per turn, you may play a warrior with Legacy from your graveyard as an item equipped to target warrior. And this is a weak warrior. I recognize this art.
I do too.
This is in Nova's deck. Invocation, Living Legacy. Each item with Legacy you control becomes a warrior. Destroy them at the start of your next turn. Soul Ascent Prince Luther is the ace of the deck and is a weak warrior. When you play this card, you may equip 2 warriors with Legacy from your graveyard to a warrior you control as items. Strengthen this warrior for each card equipped to it. All right. So what are we thinking? What are we thinking, chat?
Another day where I'm grateful that people love using... What's the archetype called again from Yu-Gi-Oh? I just had it in my mind. Noble Arms. Another day where Noble Arms art gets used once again. I could die happy tomorrow. Not really. Anyway, I like this. I always do love the whole equipment style deck, and I think interpreting... This is very Noble Arms actually coded, because a bunch of them function similar to how the actual the Crystals does. So I think you incorporating the Legacy into the people who wield the swords and equipment as well is a really cool way to get the same vibe going. So I think I'm gonna give this... I'm feeling generous. I'm gonna give this another 4. This is good.
Okay.
I gotta agree with Connor here. I love just the thought of the cards that fall equipped to the other cards. It's not just like they show up, it's that they show up in spirit. I think this deck really effectively not only puts its keyword to use and how it's used throughout each card and what they represent, but just as a whole, what the deck would represent for a character comes across very cohesively. This is double thumbs up for me. I'll give this a 4 as well.
As far as line of play goes, it's not the strongest deck ever. You have to sacrifice things in order to have your cards come to their full potential, which isn't necessarily bad, but it could get you into a not so great spot from a mechanical standpoint. Again, I do want to reiterate, my stuff isn't saying a card is bad or a deck is bad. It's just saying how powerful it is. In my opinion, a 5 is almost not necessarily a good thing, guys. That just means your deck's a bit overpowered. And again, that is kind of just for DC, so that's kind of just how I base it off of. I would give this a 3. Not too powerful, not too weak. I like it.
All right, 11. Not bad, not bad. All right. So our next deck, if I can just take a look here, is from Chet Manley. The gimmick is weak warriors who attack together. The crisis response hero archetype is lately based off of Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue.
Nice.
Oh, baby.
Does not look like there is any unique keywords in this. So let's go ahead and have a look, shall we? I'm Not Done is an invocation. Return one warrior from the graveyard to the field. A staple, you're under arrest. Send one item or warrior to the graveyard. The weak ace warrior, crisis response hero Tetsuo. This is teamwork, contender, and resilience 2. Another weak warrior, crisis response hero Seko. Teamwork, Piercer 1. When an opponent attacks this card, you may fumble this attack. Oh, another staple. Crisis response hero Mega Mech is a strong. I'm assuming this is supposed to be a warrior because but it looks like staple. With overwork. And crisis response hero Kaidama is a weak warrior with teamwork, phalanx, and follow up.
Bear in mind a little confusion with how some of the cards are formatted with their effects, because I think one of the cards is a staple, where a staple effect that doesn't exist to my knowledge.
It does. I'm pretty sure there is a staple that you just summon a strong warrior with overwork. Don't
No,
quote me
I
on
was
that, but I'm
referring-
pretty sure there is.
No,
I was referring
I
to
think
the other one.
the blowing one up.
Oh, I don't know.
Was it blowing one up? I don't recall.
What was,
know,
what was it again now? What was it again?
There's one where it's just you send a warrior to the graveyard, so you're blowing it up. And then there is the strong warrior, but the card does require overwork, and I think that is also a staple.
Yeah, those are both stables.
One of them is a simple card mover. Oh, regardless, it's not the point of this. Honestly, I like the theming of it. Very much a Sentai fan with those effects and everything. Or, not the effects, with the visuals and everything. I think, though, there can be a bit more done with the act of teaming up with maybe effects of if you attack together. You can, further that theme of like, oh, you get extra effects if you attack together. To, show the power of friendship and teamwork and all that fun jazz. I think it's okay. I'm going to give this one a 2 for that, but I do like the theme, though. I feel like just the cards are a bit distant from what you're trying to get across.
Right?
I like this. I'll be frank, I'm a bit of a sucker for effects that are just sentences you can yell out. That's so perfect draw, and I love that to bits.
No, that's exactly what we were hoping for. It's just one of them you wrote down. You put the strong in the corner, rather than putting on the card that you're summoning a strong warrior.
So, I think I'm gonna give this a 3 because while our cards I feel like definitely get across the Sentai vibe, I have to also agree that the teamwork the team aspect of it while on them isn't pushed on them. I like a deck where its keyword isn't just what it does or represents, it's how it does things, almost. Not like it's the center point, but where it's the thing that's creating the center point, almost, if that makes any sense.
Yep.
So that's a 3 for me.
I would disagree a little bit, honestly. I feel like this deck does an amazing job of being a Sentai team. It's a bunch of like weak warriors and stuff for the most part that have teamwork, and then lots of really powerful effects that are better if they're stronger. So if you have a bunch of them attacking, they can kind of work together and make it stronger. And it works really well with the mech because you can have the guys team up with the mech, since you can have one person who doesn't have teamwork as part of a teamwork attack. And so you can give your mech all these cool abilities because of the different heroes you have on it. I think it's a really good representation of teamwork, personally. Regardless, though, I'd give this a 4. You got a lot of really powerful effects on teamwork warriors, and I've always thought that teamwork is insanely strong.
All right, so that's a solid 9. Good job.
Yay!
All right, our next one is from Ritz. Not Riz, Ritz.
Rip.
The gimmick is play literally Medusa, who is sealed away for thousands of years and is trying to free her sisters from their sealed cards too. She makes statues from defeated enemies and reanimates them to makes an army alongside Perseus to instantly win the game. The unique keyword is statue. A statue is a copy of another card. It loses all abilities and becomes a weak item. If it becomes a warrior, its original strength and abilities are restored. Statues are created under the control of the owner of the card they are copying. Alright, so let's have a look, shall we? Alright, so we're starting off with an invocation. Animate to the gallery. You control target statue. It's also a warrior. Strengthen it. It has pressure 1 and piercer 1. Rewrite fate. It's another invocation. Play a warrior from the graveyard. Create a statue of it. Strong warrior Steno the Stalker. When this card destroys a card, create a statue of it. Once per turn, when an item is destroyed, draw a card. Urale the Shrieker is a normal warrior. When played, opponent fumbles if there is a statue. When this clashes or deals damage, gain 1 life. And Perseus Entombed Champion is a strong item ace. Can't play until turn 3. Pressure 1, follow up. At the start of your turn, you win if there are 5 statues. So it's also got an alt win condition.
I feel like I've seen this deck before somewhere, or at least the art. Is this part of the submissions that we did from a while ago where it was someone's home game?
It definitely kind of has that vibe to it, yeah.
Yeah, because the art looks really similar. Well, if that's the case, that's really wonderful to see again. I love how that looked. I hope that home game is going well. The actual deck, though, I think this is a really cool idea to play straight up Medusa and translate the myth as, cards in the deck. I love the idea of you animating and controlling statues. That's such a fun thing to do. Oh, I always love decks where you change card types. And, making it Medusa themed is brownie points on top of that. And the fact that you made Perseus a card in it too. I'm gonna give it a 5. That's awesome.
Alrighty.
This looks great.
I mean, I'm I'm gonna say I'm in love with the statue keyword. I love it. I love how you interpret it. I love you didn't go for like the obvious pick of like, oh yeah, it just like silences warriors. No, you're creating the statues and then you're focusing on those statues. It's such an interesting way to take the thought of Medusa in a different direction than one might expect. I think that's such an interesting way. I gotta give this a 4. This is awesome.
All right.
I'll give this one a 3. I think it is a good deck. It's a really interesting ideas, but the Alt-1 condition does take a little bit of time to set up, and I don't think there were a ton of ways to make statues in the deck. Again, not that I don't like the deck. I don't think it's bad or anything. It could be a lot stronger. Again, it's kind of what I'm judging it off of. So yeah, I'll go with a 3.
All right, so that's a 12. What about
With the
you, Ice?
sticker, it gets a sticker too from me. I like
No.
it too.
It gets a sticker! Yay! 12
Yippee!
plus sticker.
Yay.
All right. Our next one is from Zero. The gimmick is equipping mechas to warriors and building a squadron. I think I'm already a fan of this deck. Mecha, equip the item to a warrior you control. That warrior uses the strength of the item when attacking or defending. If the warrior was destroyed while equipped with a mecha item, the item is destroyed. Only one item with mecha can be equipped to a warrior at a time. So basically they're piloting the mechas. You can't pilot 2 mechas at once. Make sense? Alright. And we're opening up with... Oh god. Why did you name your mechas this? Out of all the names for a mecha type, Blue Cosmos, really? Really?
Well, that naming scheme's not gonna influence my score because I don't get it, but it sounds cool.
Okay.
Ooh.
In Gundam Seed, Blue
Oh, it's
Cosmos...
Gundam, got it.
Hold on. Gundam Seed, Blue Cosmos are the natural people from Earth who are hyper racist against space noids, aka coordinators.
I'm not gonna have that influence my feelings on the deck regardless, but
No,
that's an
I
interesting thing to
understand,
know.
but that's why I was like, oh, that's the naming scheme you went with?
So, unrelated, do you remember Cosmos from Sonic X?
Oh my god, yes I do.
I was just thinking of
Oh.
a blue-colored Cosmo. Unrelated.
I thought you were gonna say Cosmos from Fairly Odd Parents. Anyway.
You know, but they're green. But I guess they're both green.
They're both green!
Alright, let's take a look. Blue Cosmos Space Fleet is a normal item. Once per turn, you can discard 1 card and summon 1 item from your hand with mecha. So I guess that gets around the whole 1 card per turn thing. Okay, our Ace Warrior is a normal Blue Cosmos Pilot, Astila. Sniper 1. When this card is summoned, play 1 item with mecha from your hand. Another normal warrior, Blue Cosmos Pilot Azul. Contender. On your turn, you can discard 1 card and give weakness to 1 warrior on the opponent's field. Blue Cosmos Informant Vidya is a weak warrior. When this card is summoned, add 1 Blue Cosmos card from your deck to your hand. Strong item, Blue Cosmos Sniper Mech. This is the mecha. While this card is on the field, give all warriors teamwork. And lastly, another strong item is the Blue Cosmos Jamming Mech. With mecha, when this card is summoned, select 1 card on the field and negate all its effects until the end of turn. I will at least say this. You picked a horrible name for the archetype, but the cards are really cool.
Yeah, I have to carry off that, at least that really cool aspect, I think mecha is a really fun keyword. Like, all it does is just it changes the strength of the card when you use it for like its main stuff. But that's all you really need to do. I think that's really cool. Yeah. I think the main thing that I really want is just to see more of the mechs, because I think that's probably the most interesting thing a part of it. And the fact that there's only 2 mechs is a little bit disappointing. Not in the sense of, oh, I don't like them, it's more of, I want to see more of them. So, I'll give this a solid 3. I really do think mecha is a simple, clean way to get the whole mecha vibe across.
Oh
Alright.
man, I love how you get items. This is such an interesting way to use the item card. It's a perfect draw. This also feels very mecha. This is very apt. This is I've seen a lot of like Voltron style decks, and this one feels the most like mecha I think I've seen, even like amongst like equipped and armor up. This really hits the nail on the head for me. This is exactly what I would want from a mecha deck. I gotta give this a 5. I think this is awesome.
All right.
I will go ahead and give this one a 4. Pretty strong. The main weakness is that the mechas can be taken out with like item hate, which there is some in some decks. And without that, the piles are kind of not great. But yeah, I like it.
All right, so it's a solid 12, and that makes sense because pilots are squishy.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna be honest, I see a few normals among those pilots. I think those pilots got hands.
I think those pilots can swing.
One of them got contender.
I think they're combat trained.
All right, so
I'd hope so.
our next one is from Cheesy Brie. Let's see. The gimmick is seemingly weak fools laughing even until their final breath. Deck has a unique keyword, which includes the keyword fool, which makes you think there's a new keyword when there isn't. Fooled you!
Wait a minute.
Oh my
Oh
goodness.
my god. Wait.
All right, let's have a look at this deck. A weak warrior, Sparkles of Elation. When played, create 3 weak warriors. A weak item, Paper Mask. Inconspicuous. The first time you play or create a weak warrior each turn, create a copy of it. The Ace Warrior is a weak warrior called Last Laugh Standing. Inconspicuous. Whenever a warrior dies, strengthen this card until end of turn. Invocation. Keep it entertaining. For the rest of the game, each player may draw an extra card and play an extra card during their turn. Jackpot. Invocation. Gain 1 life and draw 1 card. And lastly, Invocation, Funny Bone. It's a response when warriors clash. All warriors gain Risky and Contender until the end of turn.
Oh, that is a nasty combo.
All I will say is looking at this deck fills me with elation.
Bree, I'm grabbing you right now, Bree. Bree, I am grabbing you, and understand, I find this hilarious. One, this deck is incredibly strong because wow, the amount of weak warriors I can only assume you can create with this deck is hilarious. Which is very apt due to theming. It's also Star Rail, haha funny, and I love how Sampo is the ace card of the deck, where I know many people don't like Sampo. This makes it even funnier.
Mhm.
5.
All right, we got
5.
we got a 5. What about you, Lo?
I was cheesing the entire time reading this deck. I love this deck because specifically, I love how it feels like I'm gambling. That last keyword is gambling, and that's exactly what it is. I don't know what this deck does. Like, if I'm fighting against this deck and I see this and I'm like, wait, what are you doing? And that completely captures the feeling that I think you were going for. I also am a sucker for flavor text on cards. I think this is great. I think I also gotta give this to 5.
All right, Blaze, you're up.
I could be wrong, but was there any kind of win condition in the deck? Because it seems like it mostly just made weak warriors.
You summon the ace, which gets strengthened whenever a weak warrior dies, and you have a invocation that gives all of your cards contender and risky, so you can make any of your weak cards clash, and with risky, it causes both the weak card and the card it's clashing with to die, thus strengthening your ace. And you can summon multiple weak warriors a turn.
Yeah.
So you just summon a bunch of weak warriors and ramp up your ace to strong.
You summon a bunch of weak warriors and then you throw them at your opponent like bombs. Clear out the way, and then your ace can just hit for like 2 or 3 damage.
I'm gonna have to give this a. I think I have to give this a 2 or a 3. I think we're gonna end on a 3.
Okay.
There isn't really. It's a very easy to beat deck, and only has like one. Like, if you beat their ace, they do nothing. The deck does nothing.
That's fair. And yes, we can hear Ice's mechanical keyboard, but that's fine. She's Silverwolf. She's Silverwolf. She's hacking these decks.
Yeah. I'm doing some background hacking. So it's all good. Don't worry about me.
We're getting Ice Princess 999 up in this house.
999.
Yeah, you're level 999.
Where did I get all these levels from? Oh my gosh.
You hacked them in because you're Ice Princess 999.
Oh, I see.
All right, so that's a 13 with Blaze's 3. Very solid cards, very solid deck. Very fun from what I can see here. And not every deck has to be designed to win. Sometimes they just have to be fun. All right, we'll do this one, and then we'll probably swing another break, because then we'll have 6 more to go after this. So let's take a look at this one, which is from Tenacious Taffy Man. No new unique keywords. The gimmick is a team of superheroes assisting and empowering each other in different ways. Note, even if some cards are invocation items, all are based around superheroes from Sentinels of the Multiverse, which I actually have the pleasure of saying that I got to experience firsthand not too long ago.
Oh, really? How was it?
It's actually pretty fun.
That's pretty cool.
All right, so let's go ahead and have a look. I imagine Faye's probably going to make a jump in and comment on this, just specifically because she's a big fan of Sentinels of the Multiverse. Absolute Zero, Thermoclined Thrasher. Invocation. Respond when warrior on the field is targeted. Grants warrior hexproof or indestructible until the end of turn. Targeted warrior also gains Intimidate 1. Invocation. Unity Flash Forging Fighter. Create 2 normal warrior tokens with Teamwork and Underwhelm. Ace Warrior Normal Legacy Versatile Leader. When this warrior is on the field, all other warriors on your side of the field are strengthened. Weak Warrior Wraith Tactical Detective. Piercer 1, Contender. Target one warrior at the start of your turn. That warrior is weakened until the end of your turn. Normal warrior, Tachyon, Supersonic Scientist. Follow-up. You can draw an additional card as long as this warrior is on the field. And a normal item, Bunker Suit, Bulwark of Freedom. Once per turn, add Second Strike and Attention to a warrior until the start of your next turn. Alright, so what are we thinking?
This is really cool because a lot of the effects want you to get as many warriors and cards out on the field to help support and buff each other. And I think a bunch of these cards do that in a really good way, where, at least for most of them, they want to interact with another card on your board. I also do love Centrals of the Multiverse. I have played it a few times, and I have friends who have talked ad nauseum, I think is the word you use to describe how much they talked about it a lot. So, I'm gonna give this one a solid... I'm gonna give it a solid 4.
I have never played Centrals of Multiverse, but the thing I love about this deck is it's kind of an unorthodox way of teamwork. I love how each card is so specific to what they are as a hero, and that's how they help out the other cards. I think that's such an interesting way to go about a team mechanic, individual strength put together like that, and is just interesting. I like this. I like this a lot. I think I'm gonna give this a 4.
Okay.
For line of play, I'm probably going to go ahead and give this one a 4. It is really, each individual card is very, very strong. And each of them has like really good effects that also work well together. So individually they are strong, but together they are stronger. So that I think is a really strong kind of archetype of deck.
All right, so a total of 12 points. That's 4s across the board. Very nice, very nice. All right. We're going to take another 5, clear some more ads, and then we've got 6 decks left to go. Get your hype meters set to maximum. We'll be back shortly. we're back. I hope.
It's us.
We've returned.
It's a me, Schmeagle. It's a you going out the door. Mamma mia.
Hi everyone, we missed you.
Your
All
favorite
right.
rogues are back.
We got 6 decks to get through, then we're going to hang out and chat with y'all for a little bit. So let's go ahead and dive right into these before Saber sits on the screen again. Next deck is from Deus Verb. Does not have any unique keywords from what I can see here. The gimmick of the deck is aliens are a control deck, primarily based around stealing cards from the opponent in various ways, but with limited directly offensive options. Alright, so this is not very strong offensively on its own, but it's designed to steal your opponent's stuff. Yes, this deck is now over 9,000. Alright, let's have a look. Our first card is Alien Queen, which is the ace of the deck. It is a normal warrior with Overwhelm. When this card would destroy a warrior in a clash, take control of the other warrior. Alien Propaganda Broadcast is a normal item. At the start of each turn, make a weak drone warrior. When a drone dies, target opponent fumbles. Invocation, Alien Invasion. Choose one. Play a card from your hand. Create 3 weak warriors. Weaken all opponents' warriors. Alien, weak warrior, Alien Admiral. Follow up. All your warriors have blocker. A strong item, Alien Abduction. Activate target warrior, or activate. Target warrior becomes cow and loses all effects text. Activate. Take control of all cows. There's one more card, but I'm struggling to not.
That's so good.
All right, last one. Alien Robotification is another weak item with Sniper 1. When you play this card, fuse target warrior with it. That's fucking cows.
Oh my god.
The cow killed me. Oh my god, this is a 5. Do I need to even explain it?
Alright, so we got a 5 off the go.
Oh, but yeah, no, seriously. Oh my god, it's... My brain immediately thought, oh, are you going for Alien? Because there's no art for these. I'm like, oh, are you going for, like, Alien of, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Alien with, like, alien counters, that aesthetic? And then just, no. It is flying saucer goes over into your cornfields and steals the cow. That's hilarious. And you make it where you actually turn your opponent's monsters into cows and steal them. Oh, this feels so... I'm not sure if Raunchy would be mean, but it's so what it is, and I love it that it's nothing more but what it wants to be. I'd give it a 5. Holy crap.
Those items are beautiful. The last 2 cards are so unapologetically. I take a warrior. He's a robot now, and you're all cow. God, it's so good. It's it really. There is no minced words. There is no. It is what it is, and let's kind of say it's so unapologetic about that, and that's just great because sometimes that's what you need in life. Sometimes you keep it simple. And I think it works for this deck because it definitely gives the traditional feeling of Aliens, and I like it leans into that more of the traditional like cartoonish Alien almost. It's great. I think I'm gonna give this honestly. I think I'm gonna give this a 5 as well.
Okay. What did you give the cow stealers?
I mean, I'm a big fan of the Mars Attacks movie. It is dumb and it is goofy, but it is funny. I'll give this one a 3. Stealing opponents' warriors, always good. I just lost several times to Hecka Hands earlier today. I also hate that archetype's translated name, but that's beside the point. And then stuff like the cow beam thing and the item, all just good cards.
Moo. 13 though, solid deck. All right. The gimmick for the next deck is, you know what? I'm not even gonna. This submissioner doesn't even need an introduction at this point. This deck theme is Baldur's Gate 3. Harness the power of the dice. Roll a d20 and harness the odds to defeat your enemy with the roleplay mechanic. Roleplay. Roll a 20-sided dice. Depending on what you roll, replace X value with the warrior's ability with the appropriate value. Roll a 1, 0. Roll a 2 to 9, 2. Roll a 10 to 19 is a 3, and roll a 20 is a 5. That's like, there's the Saber submission. Yep.
It's not a card for you with that one.
Alright, starting off with the normal warrior, Karlach. Roleplay. You must attack X warriors. Karlach strengthens once her rolls hit 10 or more, and twice when 15 or more. At 20, she can attack directly. Normal warrior, Shadowheart. I'd like to point out, I really love that Saber's not only made her cards animated, she's now playing with lighting.
Yeah, it's so good.
Roleplay. Choose one. Give one of your warriors Resilience X. Choose up to X of your warriors to give +4 advantage on rolls for 1 turn. Normal warrior, Gale of Waterdeep. Roleplay. X of your opponent's warriors cannot attack this turn. If this warrior rolls a nat 1, destroy all warriors, including Gale. Because, of course, he's got to fuck it up somehow. Roll Persuasion is an invocation. Roll a d20. Your opponent cannot activate cards this turn if you roll a d20 of 10 or higher. Extreme Modding. Invocation. Roll a d20. If you roll a 10 to 19, you replace a roleplay card in your hand with any item or invocation in the game. If you get a 20, replace a roleplay card on the field with any warrior in the game. That's cute. I like the fact that it's Saber and Pikachu. Somebody's went a little overboard on modding.
That is oh, there's one more.
Yep, last card. Darkside Urge is the ace strong warrior of the deck. Each time a roleplay activates, attack one more time. Piercer 1, Overwhelm. Once per turn, you can kill one warrior. This counts as a clash. All right. That being said, let the review on the Saber deck begin.
The console will now judge you. And Saber, this is a very... So, I have to make a confession to everyone to prove that I am unfortunately not a real gamer. I have not watched I have not played or watched any of Baldur's Gate 3. It is on my to-do list, and I would like to apologize to the entirety of chat for this is the service I have done. But I will say, though, from what I do know about it, from just pure osmosis of its existence, I think this is incredible. As someone who has played Dungeons and Dragons and TCRPGs for well into, I guess, 7 years now, thinking about it. Wow, I've been playing these for a long time. Yeah, I love roleplay as a mechanic. Yeah, I think it's a pretty fun way to bridge the gap of the tabletop genre into Perfect Draw, especially because you get to roll d20s. I think that's the poster child of tabletop RPGs along with D&D, and especially the modding card, because if anything I know about Baldur's Gate 3 is that people love modding it just as much as Skyrim. So I give this confidently a 4. Saber, you did a wonderful job, and your cards look beautiful.
I'm so biased. The Shadowheart card's my favorite because I read it and I was like, oh my god, it's guidance! Because I'm so D&D build. The +4. It's this deck is great because I love how each card so proactively not only gets in tune with the character it's representing, but also just the trope it's representing. I also like that your cards don't just interact with role play as in the X part you listed, but it's also interacting with the actual mechanic of rolling itself. I love that. I think all these cards are so funny and so well crafted and well thought out. I can tell this is well thought out. I think I have to give this a 5.
All right.
What's very funny about this is honestly the least broken deck Saber has presented to us. I don't mean that in a negative way.
But that's a good job though. That she's learning to wrangle herself in.
Oh, absolutely.
No, it's a very good deck. It's not the most broken thing on earth. Some of her other decks have been. I like it a lot. I'm going to give this a 4. The main balancing thing for it is you're either going to be fine if you roll like a low number or really good if you roll a high number for some of these effects. So yeah, no, it also feels very, D&D with the rolling a d20 and then depending on it, it gets different effects. It's like I said, a 4.
All right, so that's a 13. That's a fantastic deck. Good job.
And a sticker.
And a sticker. Our third sticker of the night. That's a third sticker. Good job.
It has to get a sticker with all the effort put in.
Oh man,
It
guys,
needs a sticker.
we should show you some of Saber's older submissions.
Oh my god.
They do this for all of them. I think Saber's are
I feel like we need to just make a short video of all missions.
That'd be a long
Yeah.
video. But
It wouldn't be short, it'd be long.
Saber Saturday.
No, honestly, you could make a
Saber.
pretty short video out of. You could probably do like probably a minute or two per thing. Don't go over every card individually. Just kind of go over like its archetype, flash cards on screen. I think you can do something like that pretty quick.
Oh,
Saber's
you-
secret
you-
layer. Part of the secret layer that's coming out is Saber art. So
Is
if you
it
want to own some of your own Saber art, and you don't want to commission her, which by the way you should totally commission her.
Please
But
do,
if you want some of my art from Saber, we do have the secret layer coming up, and she has made 5 cards for that. So she's done a little under 1/3 of that secret layer.
Man,
Where can I
They're
commission?
amazing.
On the Discord.
man. If Saber actually got into an official Magic the Gathering secret lair, I would buy that in a heartbeat.
Well, good news. You'll be able to buy this one in a heartbeat once it comes out.
Ooh.
All
That's pretty
right.
fast.
Our next one, it'll go up for order as soon as Ice is done. Ice's piece is the last one, and she's got a lot of work.
sweat.
So she's got a lot of work. So you'll have to wait, chat, because I'm not gonna sit here and tell her to finish it. I want her to make sure it's done well, it's done right, and she's not stressing about her real life first.
I'm gonna be so for real. Work this month sucks. I'm going
Yeah.
as fast as I can though on comms. Blue,
I
I
know.
see you.
I know you are. You're doing your best, and we love and appreciate you. Okay, so don't overwork yourself. That's an order from your boss.
Look a blast.
All right. Our next deck is from Can of Moths. Does not appear to have any unique keywords. Explain the gimmick. These these legally distinct Ojamas aim to stall your opponent's board before turning the duel into a comedy of errors by encouraging you to fumble your own plays to gain advantage, with the big payoff being the alt win condition.
Oh my god, are we chazzing it up?
We're chazzing it up.
Oh,
We're gonna move that one to the end since that's the ace. Alrighty. We're gonna open up with this ugly thing. Is a weak warrior. Resilience 2. Attention. When you fumble, each opponent loses 1 life. And the hand-drawn artwork. The hand-drawn artwork. I'm already in love with this.
Mm-hmm.
Another weak warrior is one more thing. When a card is played, make a weak warrior with attention. When a weak warrior dies, target player fumbles. This thing called love is another weak warrior with overwhelm. Activate fumble an action. An opponent fumbles the same action. When you fumble, gain 1 life. A normal item, the Swing of Things. Once per turn, destroy 1 card, then fumble an action. When you fumble, you strengthen your warriors until the end of turn. Sometimes building furniture requires you use your head. That's a thing. Is an invocation. Respond, an opponent plays a warrior. All opponents' cards lose all text and become weak warriors. And last but not least, the King of Things is a normal warrior, which is the ace of the deck. It has possession and careful. When a player fumbles, draw 1. If you fumble 4 times in a turn, you win the game. That is definitely Ojamas.
I have
Yep.
them.
Legally distinct Ojamas, sorry.
I love these things so much. Oh my god. I love them. Who this was made by Canon Moffs?
Yep.
Thank you. I think it's fair to say, I'm gonna call this right now, this is my favorite deck in the card review. And I don't know if another card review is going to top this for a while. This is incredible. Mostly because whenever I read their names, they remind me of, like, the For Hire cards naming puns. Oh my god, I love these so much. This is a 5.
All right.
First of all, naming scheme. Mwah. Chef's kiss. Great work. Thumbs up. I also love this deck. Is so intentionally a joke deck because it self fumbles, and I love the self fumble is the win condition. That is so perfect. That is so in line. I also like it's a trade, so a lot of the cards are you focus on the attention keyword is like, what is that thing? It's so every card so gets across the point it's trying to get across. 5.
Words don't describe how much I want to give it a 5, but I can't. It's a really fun deck. It's a really interesting way to use a mechanic that already exists in a different way. And it does have an alt-win condition that, honestly, you could activate not the hardest... It was not the hardest thing to activate ever.
Yeah, there is a staple that says target player fumbles.
Yeah, no. I'm going to have to give this one a 3.
All right, so that's a 13. We're getting a lot of 13s tonight. Good job. All right, I know you want to keep chazzing it up, Chad. I see that in there. But we need to move on to Schmidt's deck. Let's see here. This is an aggressive synergy combo deck that wants to wipe out your opponent with an unending flurry of blows. The unique keyword is Tag Out. You may sacrifice a warrior to play a warrior with Tag Out from your graveyard when you would play a card from hand. The play a card action each turn or follow up. Basically, if you were to play a main card, you can Tag Out instead. All right. Our first card is Wind Fist Fusei. Tag Out is a normal warrior. When this card attacks, your next warrior to attack gains second strike this turn. Water Fist Suiga is a normal warrior with Tag Out. When this card attacks, this turn your opponent's warriors gain Underwhelm. When sacrificed this turn, your warriors gain Strengthen. Another normal warrior, Void Fist Kokusho, also has Tag Out. When this card attacks, this turn the target is weakened and loses all effect text. Fire Fist Akashi is another normal warrior with Tag Out. When this card attacks, this turn it gains Piercer 1 for each previous time you attacked this turn. Normal warrior Earth Fist Ganchi. Tag Out. When this card attacks, until your next turn, it gains Resilience 1 for each time you previously attacked this turn. And the ace of the deck is a weak item called Sacred Fist Unity. This counts as a warrior for Tag Out. Your warriors gain, after this card wins a battle during your turn, Follow Up. So there we go. That's an interesting little combo going on.
Could you say again how Tag Out works?
Okay, so you can swap a card from the graveyard with one on the field, like one of your warriors, but that uses your main card slot. So like your warrior or invocation slot, not your invocation or staple slot.
Okay.
That being said, if you have follow up, it can also use follow up slot as well.
Yeah.
Hacking out using the graveyard is a very interesting strategy. I find it interesting that you didn't wait from like playing it in the hand, and I guess any reasons why that you wouldn't want to design around it. But this is a very interesting take on it. And a lot of it is focusing around racking up a good amount of attacks for battles. And I do like actually how a lot of this deck can still function while you don't need to fully delve into the tag out. It's just tag with multiple monsters, and the tag out's just kind of to facilitate it. I think I'd like to see a bit more to do with that, but I think you got a really interesting concept with warriors that are tagging in and out of the graveyard, so I'll give you a 3.
I like this a lot. I like the tag out mechanic because I like it's a different way to snowball than in the traditional sense of perfect draw. I like how you've approached it from this direction, and it also almost has a way of limiting itself, which is good. I think it also gets across the almost martial arts feel that you wanted to give. You can do a string of blows, but at some point it has to end. I like that. I like how that's expressed with the cards and the gimmick. And the item being the ace that brings them all together is a nice touch. I'm gonna give this a 4.
All right, sorry, Connor, what did you give for score?
I give it a 3.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, Blaze.
I like this deck. It actually has the same, I believe it has the same keyword, just executed differently than the Paw Wrestlers, which is an NPC deck, so they can't really function the same way, anyways. But I like it a lot. It's very interesting. The only issue I see is that it doesn't have a way to fill your graveyard by itself. You kind of have to wait for your guys to kind of get destroyed and sent there, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. If I had a way to accelerate that, I'd scored higher. I'm going to give it a 3, which I think is a good... again, higher doesn't necessarily mean better. I'm going to give this one a 3.
All right, so that's a solid 10. All right. So the next deck is a collaboration between Moto and Silver. And there's an easy way for me to describe this deck without me having to say a single word.
Dino DNA.
There we go.
Gotcha.
Oh!
No, that's a character from Dimension Chasers.
It's time for some Dino DNA. Alright. Abstrago Industries presents Jurassic Park. The keyword explainer says, during the duel, you collect DNA. You can spend DNA to permanently upgrade all tokens you create with the following. For 2 DNA, you can get Piercer or Sniper. For 3 DNA, Resilience, and 4 DNA, you can Strengthen. And yes, chat, we've got dinosaurs.
I've never seen Jurassic Park in all of its entirety.
That's a dinosaur?
Yeah, I was about to say,
Hold on,
is
hold
that
on,
what the
hold on.
dinosaurs look like in that
Hold on.
movie? No, is
Connor,
that a
you haven't
dinosaur?
seen Jurassic Park, right? You said you haven't
I've
seen
s-
it?
I've seen like bits and pieces, but I have not watched it in its entirety.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
We are having a watch party!
Oh, okay.
I'm planning a watch party for Jurassic Park. I will be
Okey-doke.
designing this after stream.
Okay,
I
I guess
agree.
we're doing that.
Guess
All
I'll
right.
watch
Jurassic
this one.
Park.
All right, we're gonna
Saber
start with
count
a
me in.
we're gonna start with the weak item, genetic memory researcher Lucy. Inconspicuous. At the start of your turn, gain 1 life and DNA. Pay 1 DNA to create a weak warrior token.
Is she a dinosaur?
He's helping to create the dinosaurs. Geneticist Dr. Henry Wu is another weak item, inconspicuous. When a warrior dies, gain 1 DNA. Raptor Hatchery creates an additional token when used.
Is that a dinosaur?
Connor, I swear to God.
I'm done. I'll stop.
A normal item, the Animus. Entomb target warrior in a graveyard. At the start of your turn, gain DNA equal to that warrior's strength. Raptor Hatchery. This is a staple. Create 2 weak warrior tokens. So with that Dr. Wu, you would create 3 instead. Clever girl. There we go! The token warrior, weak warrior, raptor assassin.
Okay, 1 second. Wait a minute, go back. Go back.
Is that what the dinosaurs look like in the movie? Holy shit, that looks awesome.
You want me to go back? Okay, hold on.
I just need a second longer to look at this art.
Nothing is true. Everything is permanent.
This card gets a special sticker.
Oh.
If there's not a dinosaur that looks like this in the movie, I will be thoroughly disappointed.
Well, you'll be disappointed because the Assassin's Creed didn't even exist back then.
A shame.
And the last card is Apple of Eden. Is the Ace Invocation. Take control of target warrior. You can target the field from last turn with this effect. So if a card gets destroyed last turn, you can use this to take control of that creature.
Wait a minute, that's actually an Assassin's Creed reference. Hold on.
All right.
Yes. Yes, it is.
So I do know enough about Assassin's Creed to give you brownie points on that. That's really funny, actually. I really like you tied the okay, so from what I do know about Jurassic Park, I really do like how most of the deck is supporting generating tokens that represent the dinosaurs. I think that's a really good way to do that. And we don't really see that many token strategy decks that focus on building up the tokens. And having DNA be tying to you can use them to buff the tokens is really cool. I love that idea. I'm gonna give that confidently a 3. I just wish I could give it more because I don't know Jurassic Park. That's like the one thing that I feel bad I can't give more on.
This deck felt like a fever dream in the best way. I'll be frank, I also don't know anything about Assassin's Creed or Jurassic Park, but I love the vibes this deck is giving off. I also have to agree that working with the actual token generation is a very interesting way to approach this because when I think of dinosaur deck, I don't think of humans. And I think that's a good surprise. I think that's an interesting surprise. So when the dinosaurs actually pop up, then it's like, oh no! So I like that. I like that contrast. I'm going to give this a 3. Wish I could give it higher. I just don't have enough background knowledge to give it higher.
Okay.
So I love Jurassic Park. When I was a kid, that was one of the few movies we had. We had like this shelf in a closet next to the TV full of VHS tapes, because this is before DVDs were even a thing. And it was just a bunch of VHS tapes. At one point, we even alphabetized them and put like little stickers on the side with all the different, what letter they started with. I remember Jurassic Park, we had the VHS of it. It wasn't like in the nice plastic case. It was in like the
paper
cardboard
ones?
pull out. Huh?
The paper ones?
Yeah, the cardboard pull out of the bottom one. You know what I'm talking about now?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that movie as a kid. I love that movie as a kid. Looking back at it today, it's still a great movie, the original especially. The other ones, not so much. Books, also amazing. I highly recommend the books. The second book is much better than the second movie. I'm getting off track. I love this deck. It's great. I have to give it a 3. I hate that I have to give it a 3. I love the idea of having dinosaurs, and I don't think what you guys listen to understand is you're taking dinosaurs and then you're upgrading their DNA with the DNA you gain throughout it to go from weak warriors to these powerful, dinosaurs, which is like a thing is like a theme that keeps happening in the movies. Where they keep like genetically engineering the dinosaurs and that causing problems in one way or another. Sorry, I am super off at this point. Giving it a 3. Wish I could give it higher.
So 9. Very good. Very good.
It gets a Dino Ezio auditory out of 5.
God, the Dino Ezio was hilarious.
All right. I am so glad I am not ranking on this because this one is hitting a strike zone for me. The last one is by Crystallized Key. The keyword is Observe. This card gains indestructible during your opponent's turn. On your next turn, this card gains a keyword that your opponent used during their turn. The gimmick is, hello Treasure Tales friends, hope your day is going well. Today I'm here to show off a deck inspired by Breath of Fire 4, an older JRPG I hold in high regards. Also agree, I have a copy of it. It took me forever to find one. The gimmick of observing your opponents and use them for battle for yourself. Become like a dragon with how much power you learned skills give you, and breath down fire with your powerful warriors. Alright, so let's have a look, shall we? Our first is a normal warrior Ryu, Draconic Swordsman. Observe, second strike. The normal warrior Nina, Princess of Windaria. Observe and Lifelink 2. Normal warrior Fulu, a draconic god. Observe and Intimidate 2. Weak item Draconic Surge, inconspicuous and follow-up. When played, strengthen target warrior for each warrior you control. Invocation Silas, a drunken mercenary. Respond. Opponent uses a staple or invocation. Negate the activation of that card. And lastly is an item, normal, Ventriloquist Skill Master. When Observe activates, you can instead give the keyword to another card on the field. Alright. That's the Breath of Fire deck. And I'm sitting here looking at this going, oh, wow. That seems particularly strong.
Yeah, that is very strong. Being unkillable through combat on your opponent's turn is very good. But that's not my category. I'm leaving that up to Blaze. I think Observe is a very interesting way to do this effect. Because my whole vibes I'm getting from this is that you're sitting back and trying to watch so you can learn what your opponent's doing to then apply it to yourself, which I think is a very interesting strategy. Like, as a gameplay idea. I think how it's executed mechanically, I think there's some tweaking, but the concept itself is very novel. And a lot of cards really like supporting, reacting to your opponent as well. So, honestly, for the interesting keyword idea and the deck you have shown us, I'm giving that a 5. That's a really cool idea.
Alrighty.
I don't know much about Breath of Fire. However, I'm pretty sure in my shelf over there is the Breath of Fire art book. I love this game's art style. This deck is really interesting because I have to agree the Observe keyword of taking a look at what your opponent is doing and then doing something is such an interesting way to do that. My favorite is Ventriloquist, how instead of you getting the effect someone else does. I think that's such a clever use and application of that card. I love how each card is flavored. It feels very personalized, and I like that because that's the vibe this game gives, and it honestly ties together pretty well. I think I'm gonna give this a 4.
I think this is pretty high marks as well. It is extremely strong. Not being able to be destroyed in your opponent's turn is the main avenue most decks are going to try and get past your card. But there also are a lot of warriors in the deck. I'll go ahead and give this one a 4, a high 4, almost a 5. Yeah, about it.
So 13. So our last deck is a 13. Overall, fantastic scores tonight. Let's give a round of applause to all the submissions. Yay!
Yippee!
Everyone did such a good job.
They're so cool.
So awesome and so pretty. I loved all of them. All right, so Couch, what was your favorite deck today? Let's start with Ice.
What? I go first?
You're the farthest on the couch.
Well, I'm biased to tropes, so I'd say Shami's.
Fair enough.
It's got me in my feels like we're DMing right now about the trope itself and our characters. We're giving the lore.
Oh, that's sweet.
All right, Low.
I'm a little bit biased to Honkai Star Fail. I like the Sparkle deck. It's funny. It's so funny. It hit me in my little gambler's elation heart, and I'm a little bit biased.
All right, Blaze.
I wish I could look at it again, kind of get a form a better idea. But just off the top of my head, my favorite one was the follow-up deck. I cannot remember who made it, but that's just such a fun idea of like these warriors kind of attacking all together and like a barrage of attacks. I think it's very evocative, and then what they managed to do with it is very, very just good and cool.
All right. Connor?
It's a really tight one for me, but I have at least a top two, but one for an honorable mention. I love the alien deck just because of the cow. The cow does so much for me. It's such good, fun flavor text to add to a card where he's like, oh yeah, it's like abducting to no, this is a specific reference, and I love that.
I should be careful. I shouldn't move too much, otherwise chat's gonna put me in one of those cow bikinis.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm sure No wouldn't love that.
But my number one favorite though is whatever those things are. I love them so much. I want to play them in a game. I want them so badly. They're so. Oh,
Wait, why are we clapping now?
Because the Ojamas, that was gonna be my pick.
Gas it up, baby.
Yeah, I was gonna pick the Ojamas that are not technically Ojamas. But yeah, fantastic decks overall. I'm going to try to get to the submissions to the Patreon this week, so you guys can vote on what the next subject is going to be. That being said, I might start looking into options for us to do something else in alternate months. So the card reviews will only be once every 2 months, and then we'd have something else to review on the alternate months. Just because this is a lot of work, not only for you, but for us. So, I love you guys, but this was a lot of difficulty trying to get everyone together for something like this. So I'd like to try to do something where I can do like a review with only one other person at most. But we'll figure something out. We're gonna workshop some ideas, then we'll bring it to the Patreon people and see if they're okay with it first before we do any major changes on that. But with that being said, we still need to come up with the next ones for ideas and then throw that at the Patreon members. But we're done the review, so now it's time for us to chat. Please, what's some news? Tell the news. Share the news.
So some members of the team are going to Gen Con this year. So we eventually want to have a really big, official Treasure Tales thing at Gen Con. We are a tabletop, focused channel, and we are making our own tabletop systems. We're making Grim Tales and Anti-Dice, which are two systems we're really passionate about, and we want to be able to show it off to people. And what better place than Gen Con, the biggest TTRPG-based con in America. So this year what we're gonna do is myself, Ice's partner, and Shiro are all going to go and kind of go on recon for Gen Con. We're gonna check it out, see how booths are set up, kind of what we need to have set up and ready, and everything like that. The other thing I must say is we are going there no matter what. That is happening. We have the money, we can do it. But it is going to be a bit of a financial strain on us. So what we want to do is raise some money to help cover the expenses.
Basically, recoup the extra cost that we're throwing into this.
Yes. So to do that, we are doing a subathon this year. The current, do we talk about details or not?
Yeah, we could share most of the details. Just don't go into any specifics on some of the really big things.
So we're going to be doing a week-long subathon. We have a specific goal for the amount we want to raise.
I think we're going for 500 subs on that.
500 subs, or you can directly donate. A direct donation is double the same amount of subs. So for every $6, it's worth 2 subs. That's just the way that Twitch kind of takes their cut. So if you donate directly to us, we get to keep more of it. That's kind of like the whole idea of it.
Yeah.
We are going to have a punishment wheel. If you donate a specific amount, we will spin the punishment wheel, and we have a bunch of person-specific ones and generic ones. Like drink a shot of pickle juice, drink a shot of hot sauce, Blaze deletes a game from his computer that he does not enjoy playing. They insisted on that one. Wax a limb. If you donate even more on top of that, we'll wax a pattern into that limb. Stuff like that. If you donate a different amount, I think it's slower, but we haven't gotten all the numbers completely. You get a special role on the server, purely cosmetic, that shows off that you were one of the people who donated during the subathon this year. What else? We have every. I don't know how much detail, but every specific amount.
I wouldn't go over the major tiers yet. We'll drop all of that with the graphics which we have in the works.
Okay.
Hopefully those will be ready this coming week.
Yes. Once we hit the 500, we then have a bunch of stretch goals, which culminate in our ultimate stretch goal, which is currently at 1,500. That is like a super, pie in the sky.
That is a super long shot Hail Mary.
Yeah.
Because the one before that is only at 1,000.
Yeah. Which I think that's the one that can I say that one?
You know what? Sure.
I will go ahead and drop a hint / a teaser, I guess, for what the next game that I'm going to be running is. Because the next game that we're going to be running on the channel is likely going to be a new one from me. And you guys know that I'm big on not spoiling anything until the time is right. But I will announce what it is if we can get to 1,000. I think you guys will really like it and be excited by it. Anything that I miss? Ice.
I don't think anything is missed. Just keep an eye out in the Discord and on social medias. All the graphics for the announcements will be done very shortly. I'm looking forward to it.
And it's going to be all day for all 7 of those days. So on the 8th, I will be starting the stream early in the morning. And the stream will not turn off until that Sunday evening. That being said, it will be exclusively on Twitch because YouTube does not have a buffering system beyond 12 hours, and we don't want to have to stop and start every stream.
Yep.
Is it Grimtails? No idea.
Wait, what about Grimtails? What?
Moto asked if it's Grimtails, and I'm just like, I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah, again, we can't talk about it. I'm the only. If you want to know, you guys got to raise the 1,000 subs.
Mm-hmm. I will say though, the project is in early development, and the early development stuff does look pretty cool.
Yeah, we've definitely. Oh my god! I think. Only other thing I'm going to say is the production value for everything leading up to it is extremely high. All I'm going to say.
Yeah. We also have the anniversary coming up in July, so that's going to be cool. So I hope you guys will enjoy that.
I was going to say, does anyone have any questions for us?
Yeah. Questions, comments, thoughts, opinions, flavors of soft drink that you want us to drink. Suggestions for the punishment wheel.
Oh, why? No, why?
Yes, we need more ideas. I think there's not enough options.
Hold on. Also, stretch goal incentives.
Oh, true. Yeah, we could drop some more stretch goal ideas.
What is Virgil's favorite pie flavored? Berry Delight.
Berry Delight. I love this community. I have an important question.
Answer.
It is one of the utmost importance, and that is, Man,
Sweep
why
over
is
quick.
Low so cute? Why are they so cute?
Because they drew themselves adorably.
It's so
I
cute.
did. I did draw myself like a little cutie pie.
It's true.
Just a cutie patootie.
A little lemon sweetie.
I'm just a little
You
lemon
get a
pie.
sticker, Lo. You get a sticker.
I get a sticker?
Yeah,
I'm
you get a
winning at
sticker.
life.
However, I am going to do this. This crown is coming off of your head for now, Lo. Levitating up.
Okay.
Boop.
Yeah,
I get one.
you are the ice princess. I mean,
Wow.
Did you mention I did art for my deck, Moto? No. Yes, Moto. We showed off the art for your deck, and it looks so good.
So, I love it.
Moto's deck was very fun.
mhm.
Saber asks, can you have Borger? And also wants to know if stuff is if you're mango flavored, Lo.
Mango flavored?
Yep.
I don't. I'm a lemon. I'm lemon flavored. It's on the label.
Are you like a lemon meringue pie?
Hmm. Am
Is that more
I mean,
comparable in
technically-
flavor? Because I don't think you'd be super tart. I think you're pretty sweet.
I like a lemon drop.
Yeah, I'm
those
like
are
a
sweet
lemon
and little
drop.
sour.
Yeah.
Just a little lemon
Lemon
drop.
drop.
That's such a cute.
No, Saber, you cannot eat me. Too many people do that already.
It's true.
Keep it PG-13. Jesus Christ.
I wasn't. That wasn't. Okay.
Alright, there,
Saber,
I
I'll
have
eat
passed
anything.
in text just in case. But yeah, I'm stoked for doing this, and for the majority of that stream, we're going to be going through Digimon Time Stranger. For me having a essentially blind playthrough.
Oh, Saber has a punishment wheel.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
I
Should
want
we
someone to
read
read the
off-
boy smell. I want someone to read the boy smell copy pasta. All right, who's gonna open? Who's gonna open up the submissions and go to the Moto's, which is the second last one.
A catgirl version of Senator
Senator
Armstrong.
Oh my god.
All right. Okay,
I'm making
hold
fireball
on.
omelets.
Okay, so
Gotcha.
Moto wants the punishment wheel to be read the boy smell copy pasta. Saber wants roleplay as a catgirl version of Senator Armstrong. I'm assuming for when he roleplays, we'll limit it to like 1 minute.
Oh, Admirals is great.
Oh god.
Oh,
I want a live
gosh.
reading of My Immortal as a punishment.
Oh.
Oh.
Once again, we'll do 1 minute, and if somebody finishes at a certain point, the next person who gets that punishment has to continue from that spot where they left off.
Oh
That's
no.
just
Goodness
mean.
gracious.
It sounds funny though.
Goodness gracious.
I'm in for it. Can we also talk about the specific ones too that everyone gets? Like, we have only one for now.
We have
Yeah,
one
and
for me. We have
you
one
have-
for Blaze.
What's
But
yours,
we need
Mel? I already
one
said
for
mine.
Blossom.
I have to beat the first boss in Dark Souls with no gear and only the broken dagger without doing the loop around, which means I don't get any of the bonus items like the Estus or anything.
Oh.
You have to
no.
beat the first boss in Elden Ring?
No, Dark Souls.
Oh, Dark Souls.
Before Elden Ring. You remember Dark Souls?
Long
before the
before
back
the
rooms,
days.
jingle
I'm
jingle.
sorry. My brain processed Elden Ring somewhere in that sentence. I'm like, huh?
Cool.
Reenact
before
a
the days.
scene from a Treasure Tales show in Brainrod's Zoomer slang.
I
Oh.
physically could not do that. I couldn't
Oh.
do that.
I'm sorry, but I need to hear Nova reenact his emotional like moment with Omega like that. That would be an experience I could honestly see myself paying for.
Wait.
I hate
Wow.
this.
Hear
I
me
don't
out.
want to
Hear
live on
me
this
out.
planet anymore.
Hear me out. The reenactment of Fava and his mother having their argument at the house.
Stop.
But it's just saying fucking skibbity riz to mom.
Ah, I hate
But
that.
Mom, my skibbity Riz Ohio
Oh
It's not-
god,
it's
I
not-
hate this already.
does not
Aw.
have the same girl maxing as Flambe.
Oh,
Oh.
the talk
Oh.
of Java and Fava and Brain Rot, Admiral.
Oh god. That actually hurt me a bit.
Punishment, you gotta duel one of the viewer submissions of Perfect Draw.
That could be cool.
It actually does sound cool, but oh boy.
All 5 in lineup plays.
Cat girl version of Virgil.
Oh my
I-
god. What
I
are the cat
hope-
girls? What's with the cat girls? Saber?
I'm assuming somebody's writing all these down.
Nice. Write that down.
Luckily, I believe the chats are saved. So,
They
I'll
are
just
on
have to
screen.
yeah, they
They
are
are
on screen. So, I'll just have to look through the VOD later. Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
But,
Alice, you're the best.
But chat, what's gonna happen for this is, I'm going to be streaming for most of the day itself, and then I'll be tagging out towards the afternoon or evenings when I need to take a break or get food or when I have to sleep. And when I do, either Shiro or Faye or another member of the team, if they're up for it, will jump in on the same stream, and they'll probably be like overlaid on this screen, with me probably sleeping over in the corner here while they're going.
So we,
So
should,
that-
we should commission EP Neller.
We should commission EP now art. Yeah.
Well, if we're gonna,
Vanilla
I thought we're
does
trying
the
to. I thought we're trying not to spend money, chat.
Oh, true. True.
Oh.
It's
I-
not commission if I do a doodle for free.
Spitting.
Hmm.
I had
I see.
the last time I did one of these super long subathons. I got the there was that asset that's like the blankie wrapped around you. I edited
Oh,
it
that's
to
nice.
be
Aw.
Cosmos and Telos from Xenosaga.
Aw.
Yeah, Chad, if you have any other ideas, please feel free to post them in the general chat as well. For both
Oh,
punishment and stretch goals. You know what? Tell you what. Since we did see a comment on the short about the joke for the manga version for NXT, if we get to 1 billion subs during the subathon, we'll make that a reality.
Wait, no, wait. What are we making into a? What are we making into a manga? What?
I said, because somebody made a comment on one of the shorts about the NXT being a manga, if we get to 1 billion subs during the subathon, we can make that a reality.
Jesus Christ! No, do you have an idea how expensive making a manga is?
No, but if it had 1 billion subs, that should be enough money to figure that out.
You know,
Oh
that is
my
a fair
God.
point. A billion
Oh
subs
my
is a
God.
lot of subs.
Saber, we can't do that. Twitch would kick our asses.
Very true,
Oh,
and I
in our
don't plan on
dreams.
streaming on Fansly anytime soon.
Anymore.
Ah,
Were you
fair
doing that?
We can't do
No.
bikinis in the pool streams anymore. We can't do what everyone, including
That,
Juniper,
that
did.
being said, I have been considering getting another outfit. I do like my ninja outfit, but I think I need to get something that's a little bit more casual too, like a casual drip.
I'm sorry. Part of me still died a bit on Nell's like response, like, "Oh, were you still streaming on Fancy?" She goes like, "No." Made it sound really quick. In this
It was like the anymore. I'm like, what?
Look, I thought about it for a while. I'm not gonna lie about that, mostly because there's some games that I like to play that Twitch doesn't allow.
True.
So I was like, I would like to play some of those, and some of them aren't even that bad.
Twitch is this Twitch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also I mostly stream on YouTube. I have yet to stream on Twitch. Yet somehow everyone keeps shouting out my Twitch. I don't stream on it yet. So should I just switch to my Twitch because people keep shouting out the Twitch?
Let's see. Post in normal general or TT general? Let's post it in normal general. Nell Nikkei. Interesting you say that. Before I left the Call of the Agrees, that was actually in the works because we were going to be doing Nikkei content at the time. Unfortunately, that never got finished because we decided not to do Nikkei. So I have a partially finished Nell Nikkei art that I am tempted to try to go to the artist to get them to finish, but they are an expensive artist. I could probably show that off on stream.
Oh.
Maybe.
Let me go find that.
Yay!
Now
Exclusive
art for
content
free?
behind the scenes.
Aren't you guys lucky?
Like I said, it was never finished. So like the equipment and everything on her is not done. It's just the outfit. Alright, I will post it over here because it is standing up, so it's going to stand up next to the desk. Boom.
Ooh.
Oh, mama.
Oh, cool.
That looks sick.
That's
the,
really cool.
The equipment was going to be basically connected to her lower back. Was a pair of twin Gatling guns that would basically come down and she could hold one in each hand.
Oh,
Nice.
goodness gracious.
Is that one who did like your mecha stuff too? The line work kind of looks like theirs.
This one is by an artist called, I think, Nico.
Why does that sound familiar?
They've done a lot
It
of
does,
really
yeah.
cool artwork, but I know they. Let's see, I think they have a slightly more finished, shaded version of just the head.
Yeah, that art looks great, honestly.
Yeah, I've got a slightly more shaded version for the head. Here we go.
Oh,
You know,
Oh,
I
wow.
don't
Mine's
think
up.
any of this is in the folder I have access to as the graphics.
That's because it's not finished. That's why.
Fair.
I would probably be Pilgrim, to be honest.
You said it was based off of like a game. What game was it again?
Nikkei, Goddess of Victory.
Oh, that game. Yeah, cool. I've been wanting to check
Yeah.
that game out, honestly. It looks interesting from whenever I saw like gameplay of it.
Yeah, it's a booty shooter.
Yeah, I do know
Yeah.
that part.
But no, like the whole concept was, I was going to be a Nikkei, and one of the other members of the team was going to be the commander. So we were going to have a little bit of that, so we could do like storytelling, like how we were doing the skits for FGO. But unfortunately, all that fell through, and this art never got finished. I did get permission at the time, though, that if we get it finished, I can use it in Dementia Chasers.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
Ooh.
Yeah, fuck that artist done.
I want to make sure that I can afford the commission price because I think their stuff is like $250.
That's
But-
not
Yeah,
too
fair
bad.
enough.
But I don't know
You know
what they would charge for. Hey, this work was almost finished. Can I have the rest of it done, please?
The
Can I have
question is
the
if they
rest?
still have the files or not. If they do, it'd probably be pretty cheap. If not, I have to start
Yeah.
over again.
Yeah, we
I
can
don't know
make
if
that
every
into-
artist is like me, but if like I run out of space, then I store my old files on a flash drive and put it in a drawer. I never get rid of anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me grab them and I'll post their here on in where available. So that's the artist who did that piece. If you want to look into their stuff is amazing, by the way.
I feel you, Saber.
Like, just a few days ago, they did a really good bust up picture of Kafka. Look at that. Like, in all
Oh,
seriousness.
where?
Wow, that is amazing. That's a good one.
I'm sad.
And I hit the follow button.
Yeah, that's a follow.
It's a follow.
Oh, they're an animator, character designer. Okay.
Yeah, like I said, I've worked with them a little bit.
Oh, an animator. I'm always looking for animators.
I've yet to acquire that skill. I'm working on it.
It's understandably difficult, but Jesus Christ, they have like a Hades animation on there. Holy shit. Oh, it's a repost. Okay, it's a repost. If that's them, take my money.
I just told Blues about how I met you on the Gurus, funny enough. Thank you. Yeah, I hope they're doing well. I really do. They deserve all the love and success that they could ever get. I just needed to do my own thing. All right. Any other questions or comments, chat, before we wrap things up for tonight?
Simple in simple on paper, complicated in practice. I've tried it. A few years ago, I tried making some simple GIFs and stuff. It was a pain in the butt. I could not do very well. I did the art in the wrong color, in the wrong color type, so the GIFs just looked completely off color.
Oh yeah, I almost majored in animation. That was almost my major. It's what I completed high school as my CTE, but I realized that I was actually going to be so tired and stressed if I took animation as my major.
Animation's art.
Yeah.
There we go. I found the reference image I was using that I sent Nico to for the Nikkei nail design. So let me bring that up here. It is of my Oshi, my favorite VTuber of all time. So let me just throw this up here once I make sure it's not exceptionally large. Oh, look at that. It's exceptionally large.
Who would have
All right.
guessed?
There we go. This was the inspiration
Ooh.
piece.
That's a nice one. Yeah.
Ah,
That's my Sensho.
That's really cool.
But I like the whole twin Gatling gun idea, and so I snagged it from this.
I mean, that's how art and stuff evolves and stuff. You get inspired by so many different things, and then you mesh them together to make your own thing. And then someone gets inspired by you and your thing.
Art is an ever-evolving form of inspiration.
Yes.
All right. Hello, Draconic. It's interesting that you should join now when we're wrapping things up.
no, you missed it.
Any other questions or comments before we end the stream? Just one. I hugged you all, and you can't stop me. No, that's fair.
Aw.
This right here is my favorite thing ever in the history of forever. I
Huh?
think about this every day. I think about this all night long. I stay awake, not sleeping, because I'm thinking about this.
Thanks, Mark. Appreciate that. All right, chat. Thank you so very much for joining us today. Love and appreciate you all. We're going to end the stream on both YouTube and Twitch. On the Twitch side, however, we're going to raid another VTuber, Usagi Kaide. They are playing Commander Magic right now with real cards. So
Fun.
give them a hug and an appreciative thanks on our behalf. Stick around for the raid, and we would love and appreciate that. Take care, and we'll see you on the next stream. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.